Hi guys, Pigmoon here, back after a while with another video. Today we'll cover another sensitive IAF or Indian Air Force topic. I think let's look at the Rafale fighter aircraft, which the IAF say that it will be introduced in the 2018 to 2019. The Sukhoi Su-30 MKI forms the bulk of the fighter aircraft but in the Indian Air Force. Like I think I previously also mentioned, total numbers delivered 224 with a 272, and haven't been finished this delivery, and a very expensive 8 billion upgrade program for the Sukhois are already in place. Why? This shows that there's a major shortfall in the Indian Air Force fighter aircraft capability. Weaknesses of the reliability of Sukhois are also called into question. That's why, again, last year or the year before, IAF rushed into a direct buy of 36 Dassault Rafale aircraft. So although the modern IAF fighters are backed up by the Israeli Falcon-equipped A-50 mainstay, AAW or AWACS in essence, it is commonly agreed that the IAF is incapable of maintaining high-intensity air operations over extended periods of time. Why? Because there's a lack of a widespread tactical network among its fighter fleet, and this is the major weakness of the IAF. This lack of data sharing and encrypted comms degrades the IAF's air campaign and allows the adversaries to dominate the IAF due to a lack of technology investment on IAF's part actually. So although there were attempts to overcome this, I think they partnered the Israelis and they bought some other Su-30 aircraft and modernized their MiG-29s. It will not alter the current fleet's obsolescence in this aspect until the replacement of the older Soviet fighters arrive in the next 2 decades. So you look at the MiG-21s, MiG-27s, in fact I think even the early build, I think the current refreshed MiG-29s even, they are not equipped to merge into the a high-tech or even a current network scenario. So meanwhile, this older IAF fighter fleet will be exposed to enemy C4I efforts, and I guess, and I postulate, they will be treated within the first week of the air campaign and rendered useless by the Air War Day 7. Why? Let's project the Indian Air Force in its current state together plus the 36 Rafales delivered, and also with the Su-30 MKI upgraded. The A-50 and the Su-30 MKI are the and the majority of the other fighters are actually are Russian origin. So they have Israel electronics, but most of these electronics will be defense countermeasure systems mostly. The major barrier is here, where the Rafale will be difficult to be integrated into the C4I network of the IAF. Why I say so is the difference in network standards between Russian and Western manufacturers will leave the Rafale cut off from the rest of the IAF. Not cut off totally, but cut off at this portion where network is concerned. Comms wise, the A-50 can still direct the Rafales during the air-to-air portion of mission set, and even direct them air-to-ground, but they will not be able to see what the rest of the fleet sees, and they will not be able to receive network information directly because of her standalone, as in the Rafale standalone network nature, and they will rely heavily or tax the A-50 heavily, or the A-50's replacement or counterparts, to strike secondary targets or even the missed targets of the main strike wave. This weakness is crucial. We can actually say that the Rafale actually speaks French literally and not to the rest of the Indian Air Force. According to online Indian news, rumors, netizens, YouTube, blah blah, the Rafales will be based in the eastern Indian states to counter a growing PLAAF threat, the People Liberation Air Force threat. This remote distance between the Rafales and the main subcontinent shows the urgency and reality of the Indian Air Force fighter fleet. The main bases highlighted on the map shown here actually clusters around Kolkata. Why? As in the main fighter bases in the eastern sector that we are highlighting here. This airbase geographical layout or air bases geographical layout is rather myopic on the planning side, as it only takes into account the People's Republic of China as the main threat in the east and concentrate best of the IAF fighters all in the east. If the conflict stirs from the west, India will definitely be on a back foot to redeploy all these eastern assets. Another reason why the bases are all in the east rather than spread out is because of the lack of air-to-air refueling. This limits the range of the majority of the IF fleets, and even affects the longer range aircraft like the Su-30. The high maintenance per hour of the Rafale also bogged down the maintenance efficiency. Without the actual manufacturing of the jet done in India, this is a direct buy from France, manufactured and delivered. It is unlike the rest of the IF fighter fleet where HAL actually does most of the manufacturing. And IF will find it difficult to maintain the readiness of the 36 jets due to lack of good engineering practices and skilled in Rafale manpower. The IF has always argued for tech transfer through manufacturing of their jets like the Su-30 MKI in India in order to learn from the foreign companies. This is to boost their own flagging HAL capability, and also to, in essence, tech transfer and be able to create technologies based on that. But obviously, look at the Tejas, it failed terribly. And you look at also take a look at the Su-30 MKI. They took manufacturing into India through HAL, but the AOG rate is still 50 to 60% after 12 years of the effort. And this was only recently quoted by the minister. Taking into account some boasting of figures, this is, I would say, quite accurate. And the Rafale being the French system, with the complexity of the fighter, and the lack of Indian expertise in, I would say, modern French fighters, the Mirage 2000 is considered obsolete. This AOG rate will be the same or even worse for the Rafales. And I expect the Rafales to be delivered more or less on time, because now the French want to push through all these sales quickly. But with only 36 jets, and I will guess promised tech transfer, but actual tech transfer will be little or none. I postulate the Rafales will have little or no effect to the status quo of India's fighter fleet against the PRAF and China, as they will not be integrated into the C4I network for a long time to come. This leaves the Rafales being vulnerable and more easily shot down. Actually, as in earlier in the air campaign, and nullified, and will contribute little to the war effort under the current numbers. The boastful Indians on YouTube will tell us that the IF can sustain air operations and overcome adversaries, blah blah blah. But this is only a fantasy. The current IF, under the current auspices and numbers of fighters, cannot afford and cannot sustain continued air defense and CAS operations simultaneously. And all the cross service support missions, I think air to ground, air to sea capabilities are very, very weak still. Even I would guess the naval support is worse than the air to ground support. The lack of refueling tankers, and the obsolescence of a fleet is making the IF running out of fuel and out of time. It is fast becoming obsolete and outgunned in 2017. I would guess the rot continues. Like, subscribe, add a comment below. If you don't like it, just click don't like. Continue to discuss, and we will bring this military discussion forward. Thank you.